Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. You're watching Bull, Boom, Bear, Bust. Thank you for being here. Back with another dose of economic reality. And yes, the economy is going to get even scarier as we progress into the end of the year here in 2021. And we've got a lot of money being thrown out there now through this package, this infrastructure package, which a lot of it's really not infrastructure. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. It's about over 2,500 pages. So there's a whole lot of other details that are going to be coming out. But do you think any of the lawmakers actually read that before they passed it? Unless you're a speed reader, it would have been very, very difficult to not just read it, but even to digest all of that would have been nearly impossible. But yes, a lot of money being thrown out there, but not much that's really going to help the working class, the middle class. Now, the infrastructure bill, of course, they give it a good name so people will get behind it. Yes, we're going to patch all the holes in the road, all the potholes are going to be fixed. We're going to have high speed transport in every state. Well, sit back and watch what happens. I guarantee you that you're still going to have some pretty crappy roads, especially in the north and the states where you get a lot of snow. And I like to see how much of this is really going to go to infrastructure. But first, let's get an update here on the labor shortage situation. And a lot of people are talking about this. We've been talking about this now for many, many months. Wall Street Journal article, millions of Americans are unemployed despite record job openings. Right now, let me ask you a question. How much of this labor shortage is people are just tired of working and not getting anywhere, not getting ahead at the end of the day? Right. So when you see home prices skyrocketing and beyond reach for most people now, unless you take out some sort of huge mortgage, and when you see the cost of living continue to skyrocket, and you know you're going to be working for something that's going to pay you to barely scrape by, you know you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck and probably continuing to go further into debt, even at the same time as living paycheck to paycheck. Don't you think that's a big reason why people are not taking these jobs? Right? And it's a complicated issue, of course. The unemployment definitely is part of that. I know someone that just got laid off from their job and they're bragging about how they're not going to work for a year now. They're not even going to look for work. And they're happy. They're getting to do a lot of things that they normally can't do. All right. And this friend of mine actually said they're going to use the time, and in this case, I think it's wise decision. They're going to use this time to get in better shape, work out more. So, yes, hopefully the people that are laid off or unemployed are using their time to their benefit and for healthy activities. But a lot of people, they just don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. And these jobs, these mostly service sector jobs, are not paying enough to keep up with this crazy, insane inflation that we're seeing in these rising prices pretty much everywhere you look. So, what are companies doing? Well, some of them are raising wages, absolutely. They're also offering incentives and, in some cases, better benefits. Let's take a quick look at some articles here. The Dollar Tree hosting hiring event Saturday. New employees eligible for $1,000 sign on bonus. CNBC article, employers offer perks from college tuition to retirement benefits to attract workers. St. Louis City offers hiring incentive to fill vacant garbage truck driver positions. And actually, someone I know here in California who was a truck driver, a trash truck driver for a long time, ended up buying a home here in California. Of course, they bought back in the mid 90s when prices were really low and much lower than they are now. But today, the salary of a trash truck driver, are they going to be able to buy a house with today's housing market? Let's see, another article. New Jersey needs bus drivers to compete with Amazon. It's doling out sign on bonuses. And yes, a lot of drivers are going over to Amazon. So you're seeing driver shortages in a lot of different industries right now. Here's another one here. Hiring bonuses there for a hotel in Chicago. Right, but how many small businesses in which 5 out of 10 of those are going to fail in the first 5 years, even before all of this labor shortage situation came up? How many small businesses are going to be able to dole out these bonuses to compete with these mega corporations? right? We all know that Amazon, the Walmarts, the Targets, they can increase wages and attract workers, no problem. But what about the little guy? What about the mom and pop of the small business? That's what drives the economy, and that's what historically has provided the most jobs here in the US. But that's shifting now. We're seeing more and more people forced, and one of the few options is working for these larger companies, right? So what are we seeing since this shutdown recession? We're seeing mega multinational, multi-million dollar, multi-billion dollar corporations grabbing more and more of the market share as mom and pop small businesses struggle to stay alive. All right, now let's transition a little bit here to the infrastructure bill. Bull Boom Bear Bust tweeted out the following. Hey, that's me. I said this here earlier today. I can't wait to have a camera and breathalyzer in my future vehicle to make sure I'm not being naughty. Big Brother state is expanding. Thank you, infrastructure bill. Yeah, that's just one of the big scary things in this infrastructure bill. And let me ask you a question. If you think cars are expensive now, do you think the requirement to have cameras and breathalyzers in the vehicles is going to make vehicles less expensive or more expensive? Or it's going to make it a lot more expensive. And then where is this going to lead us? Right now, cops can pull you over if they think you're not wearing your seatbelt. They can pull you over for any reason. But something that they can say they pulled you over for is they can say, we thought you weren't wearing your seatbelt. So what's going to be next? Is it going to be, let me see if your camera's working. Let me see if your breathalyzer is working. And then you'll probably get tickets if those items are not operational, kind of like not wearing a seatbelt. Right, this infrastructure bill, again, over 2,000 pages. We're going to continue to report on what we find out about it. But even car magazines are reporting about this, or in this case, Truth About Cars website, truthaboutcars.com. Senate infrastructure bill seeks to make breathalyzers, interior cameras mandatory. So, in my opinion, what a nightmare. All right, how's about using the infrastructure money to build more affordable housing and put it to good use? Let's put a roof over some of these people's heads that are living in shelters and living in tents. How's that? No, we can't have that because we need breathalyzers and cameras in the car. Now, what they're going to say is, oh, this is going to save lives because breathalyzers are going to mean less drunk drivers. Maybe true. Maybe it will save some lives. But what about getting people off the streets? Building more homes so homes can become more affordable. And I think that would take a lot of stress off some people, but I guarantee it's not going to be used for that. Peter Schiff tweeted out the following: transitory price increases are forever. Peter Schiff says they are forever, and I tend to agree with that. There's nothing being done to address the situation. It's more money printing, more market propping, housing market being propped up, the Fed's buying everything, mortgage rates being pushed lower and lower to allow banks to continue to lend so people can get into houses that they can't afford. And I've heard this a couple times down in comments, or I've read this down there. A lot of you think that the next move is going to be 35-year, 40 and 45-year mortgages. I mean, why not? I mean, most people are in debt for life anyway. Why not go to 50-year mortgages? And that'll go right along with the goal of the money printers. And that goal is, you tell me, I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. You know where it's headed, folks. Continue to prepare, keep stacking, folks. Stay well, stay safe. Bye for now. Peace.